What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name's Tam. I'm joined by Tyler and Travis. What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics and some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that, yesterday's episode, we talked about bottom 8 of the Chicago PTC that just happened, and now we're going to talk about fourth on up, top 4. If you like the content, go out to patreon.com/TCG University and give us a like. That'd be really, or subscribe to one of those tiers, get exclusive content. If you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally chill. Go to YouTube and do all that cool stuff too. So with that, we're gonna talk about fourth places, Jeddah. But before we get into that, I'm gonna pimp this thing that I just recorded yesterday, which at time of recording, which I just did an 18-minute long deck analysis, which is something I'd like to actually do for all of the top 8, where I go through and we kind of do what we're doing now, but even on a deeper level, into each deck that topped. I think that'd be a really fun exercise for us to do. So we don't have to jump in too terribly far.
Was that analysis thing the thing James showed me
Just now, like today?
Yeah.
Did
you see the beginning of it?
I did.
All right.
It's fine.
I thought it was cool. I liked it.
I like the concept of it. I like the
I agree.
idea of it. Going through the attacks, so huge shout outs to William Howard, who was helping me with this deck a whole bunch. We disagreed on a lot of points when it came to this deck, and so I will say that I took inspiration from his ideas. I listened to his ideas, but this is for sure not his list. I'm playing significantly less cards than him because I believe that you do not have to play 85,000 cards in Jeddah in order to win the game.
Clearly.
Love you, buddy.
Maybe.
Clearly, maybe. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Do you guys have any questions about the deck since I'm here and I'm the one who piloted it?
Y1, Skullberry, and Spregio, respectively.
Ooh, buddy. So this is actually some advice I did take from Will. He said that Skullberry and Spregio reduce your kill potential as Jeddah. But with that said, I wanted to have that defense of Skullbarrier, and I wanted to have that draw of Spregio. Spregio is really good versus the Void Symbol right now. And I think Skullberry is really good whenever missile launchers are running around everywhere. And so being able to just, by happenstance, have one of those cards. And in Jeddah, I don't poke you for 3. I don't poke you for 2. I poke you for 6. So it's actually a card you have to deal with. All of Jeddah's reversals matter if you're not going to kill me that turn. If you're trying to poke, all of his reversals matter. And so the ability to throw a Skullberry in and have those 2 momentum ready, it's the DR plus Skullberry means that they just don't play another attack. Which the whole point of this deck is how many cards can I draw on both players' turns, and how can I end your turn as quickly as possible? That's the goal. I want to play on my turn as much as I can. I actually don't want to play on your turn. I want your turn just to be over. Because my turn's way cooler than your turn.
In that respect, Jeddah 1 and Jeddah 2 play very similarly.
Absolutely.
I'll ask the question that Phil Burst asked you at the tournament. Why no future poolside date?
So future poolside date was definitely something that I love that card. I think that card is absolutely amazing. I couldn't find room. I'm not playing enough attacks. I was having problems drawing kill turns. And so throwing in 4 more 1/5 no blocks that all it did was reduce speed and gain life was honestly not worth it. I can see maybe I'll play future poolside date whenever Glacial Assault rotates. When that card leaves the format
In this next set?
In the next set, I can play that. Glacial Assault is the 3rd best foundation in the deck.
That card's fantastic.
It's so
Probably
good.
why you have 4 of it.
Yeah. I don't believe future poolside date is necessary. It has to exist,
Right.
if that's fair.
That was just a question I heard be asked.
The only regret that I have for this deck is I did not play a 3rd Genemy Terrorist. I think the attack lineup is absolutely perfect, except I was ending games with that card, so I should have drawn that card more often. The fact it did not have a block did not matter to me. I should have just added it on top. Despise All Evil was clutch the whole weekend. I fought against a Vega and I fought against an Akuma, and both were two Akumas and a Vega. And it was incredibly useful, especially because of the extras in the sideboard.
Is that the one that says you can destroy a foundation to make them destroy a committed foundation?
No, they commit a foundation.
They commit a foundation.
I destroy a committed foundation. They commit one of their foundations. It also says enhance destroy. Checks can't be modified for the rest of the turn.
Ah.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
what I can do with this is I can despise all evil and say, hey, Vega doesn't work. Hey, Akuma doesn't work. He is still allowed to flip for cost. So he's still allowed to do that to make his
Yeah.
progressive a little easier. But then I just add it back in with Honky Tonk Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I destroy this thing and then add it back in. There was a lot of Honky Tonk Woman shenanigans that was happening.
Yeah, that seems quite good in this deck with God of Thunder.
Yeah. If you're interested, and we won't dwell on it too long, just because I did spend 18 minutes talking about this deck on a separate video. But if you're interested, that'll be going up fairly soon.
How to prepare to fight.
Prepare to fight's
Super-
insane.
okay.
Prepare to fight's insane.
Yeah,
Prepare to fight.
It's still good. Like,
Prepare to fight is so good that I do not foresee myself playing at a PTC level anything except for a water deck for a very long time.
Yeah.
With
Exclusively
Bang,
because of Prepare
Prepare to Fight, and Out of Your League still existing in this format, as long as those 3 cards exist, I can't see myself playing any other symbol. Honestly, I can't see myself playing any other symbol.
so right now, the only symbols I could see myself playing are Evil, Death, and Water.
That is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
We will move on. Good question though. Good question. Prepare to Fight came in clutch.
PTF's still good.
I only I played 3 of it and not 2 of it like I would normally do, just because Jedi wants to block everything.
Sure.
Yep.
Moving on to 3rd place, Goro, piloted by Sean Bauman. Shout out to this. I believe this is one of the Chicago locals defending his home turf and doing an exceptionally well job at it. It was Dark Cherry Toe Goro. This deck looked nuts. It's running 18 attacks. The singular fatality, 1 of Spine Sweep. This 2 of Power Stone, double disarm, quad choke and grab, quad missile launcher, quad Dark Cherry Toe. He's not playing Under Earth. He's not playing
Scorpion
Coffee
Stab?
Samba
Oh.
anywhere near this deck. Not in it.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's going to kill you with the cards he's got. He's down.
I mean, like, picking up 3 Shokin grabs kills you. Picking up
yeah, unless
a
they're
2 missile launchers kills you.
playing
Right.
Prepare to Fight symbols or Demon Realm Awakening symbols.
Look at his foundation lineup. 4 Fallen Angels. He's got 4 of everything except for a singular Evil Imposter, which has got
Right.
1 more on the sideboard. He is determined to have he does not want options. He's like, these are the best foundations I could possibly have. Let's play with these.
Yeah.
I love this deck. I think the only way we could have made this even just a little bit better is maybe Graven Castle, but maybe in testing that card is actually more of a hindrance than not.
So
Yeah, I definitely don't think it needs it.
No?
No. Like,
I don't know. I
like, I
not
feel like-
having to pick up Dark Cherry Toe seems kind of cool.
sure.
My first
I
answer
guess,
will be I'll destroy this face down
I guess,
foundation
yeah,
that I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
pick back up next turn and continue. Could you
Yeah,
imagine
I guess.
destroying? I'm going to destroy a Folktale Storyteller every turn after I flipped it.
well,
then
Dark
pick
Cherry
up-
might also be there because he didn't have Coffee Samba. So,
I
like,
think-
here's my multiple.
Okay.
It's like, I'm going to play these 3 attacks and then Dark Cherry and then
Yeah.
blow you out.
I think it's more as the start, so they can't parry you, they can't fade you, they can't interact with you like that.
Yes. Fade parry is incredibly important when you're fighting as Goro. Not randomly losing a card, especially versus an Akuma or whatever. Just being able to lead off with Dark Cherry Toe is super good.
So I think there definitely should have been some sunglasses in this deck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think that card is absolutely fantastic in Goro. It's at worst another copy of Tough as Bricks.
Which is a 4 of in this deck, which is very, very good.
And like I don't think he needed 4 on both of Fallen Angels and Pursuing. Like he could have played 2 and 2 and played 4 sunglasses and been fine.
Maybe. I don't know. I really dig this deck. It is a slim, sexy 59 plus character.
Yep.
Sure is.
He's wanting to go in.
Yeah.
Go in.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Chicago really likes Goro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently Sean really likes Goro.
Yeah.
Shout out, Sean. Good job, man. I did this deck. It makes me very much want to reevaluate playing Goro here locally, for sure.
I just built the Goro deck right before we started this podcast.
Yeah?
Just not anything like this, just because I was like, man, I keep looking at that Chun-Li card that builds too. I'm like, man, I just got to get this idea. I just got to get this out of my head so that I can
Forbidden
move on.
Thighs.
Yeah. Moving on to second place, Huitzel, piloted by Eric
Molina.
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 Yeah. That's how.
Eric. Shout out to Eric.
Molina.
I gotta say,
Moline.
there's a couple things that I have to say about this.
Sorry, I'm making fun of your name.
About what's happening here. Okay. Number one, Eric, Travis, you don't know this. The good people don't know this. Eric looked at me as soon as his name was announced in top 8. He looked at me and looked at James and he said, "This Huitzel deck only exists because of your Huitzel profile on UFSU University."
I know that. He said that in the Discord afterwards.
So first and foremost, thank you so much for the click. Thank you for being one of the good people and one of the students. That's my phone. I'm gonna call from my mother. Declined. Sorry, Mom.
It makes us very happy to hear you say that you took our deck and then you improved upon it. That's exactly what we want.
Beat my ass with it. Yeah, this deck, man, that's exactly what we want to fucking do here. It's such a good fucking feeling, man.
It was a very nice
so
feeling
awesome
when he said that.
But let's jump into the deck. 4 missile launcher, 4 homing missiles, Kensadoken, Bowflame, Coffee Samba, Power Stone, Allurophobia.
It's a very high impact attack lineup.
This deck's a beating, dude.
Yeah.
This deck's a monster. This deck will absolutely mess you up, especially if your whole character just gives him a bunch of momentum for free. I actually don't know what any of his foundations do. I never saw him. I think that was a funny joke.
That was pretty good.
Thanks. I think he's the best card in his deck. Honestly, was forward. I was so afraid of forward the entire time.
That card's so good.
Forward and Redeemed Rogue were the 2 MVPs of his entire deck.
Those are both such huge enablers.
Totally. Him 2 Dark Chirito on the side, another Coffee Samba, which he told me he cited into in our games. Spine Sweep is fine. I honestly, like, Spine Sweep has to be in your sideboard for sure, but like, man, it really doesn't. Like, it has to exist because randomly you're gonna die to an asset deck. But like, man, Spine Sweep does not need to be in your deck.
Right. What powerful assets are out there right now?
Swordfish,
okay. Graven Castle,
I guess.
As well as Quan Chi's Fortress, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, Quan Chi's Fortress.
Sure.
With
I guess
Fade
under
it's a
evil
little
is very
strong.
good because it has fade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little too strong.
I'll concede.
There are enough that you're like, man, I don't want to, but I guess I'll side this one card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this deck is totally rad, and it definitely takes Huitzel from my perception of a D tier character, and it pushes him all the way up to B. He totally earned everything that happened at this event, and he went in and he beat some ass with this robot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Deck's cool.
But with that said, I think the deck's very linear. It does its singular thing, and it does not deviate from that game plan.
Yep.
I think you just have to play. You have to play your game plan exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I dig it. Once again, shout out to Eric.
Yep.
Good job ripping that Coffee Samba off the top. You lucky sack. And then our first place, our Chicago PTC champion. Second place, no longer Jeremy, the Middlest Johnson Ray.
Shout outs.
Did you know that? Did you know his middle name is Johnson?
No, I don't think I did. I know that he's called the Middlest Johnson.
Yep. Because we've got the Big Johnson. We now have the Middlest Johnson with Jeremy Ray, and we've got the Little Johnson with.
Man.
The fact that it's his middle name, I now find that joke a million times more hilarious.
Isn't it? All right. So let's jump into his attack lineup. We've got 4 Kimbo, 4 Kersplat, 4 Glow Kick, 4 Nutcracker. All seems pretty good. And then randomly, Reborn Seraphic Wing. This card's insane in Cassie.
Oh yeah. That card's so good.
This card's super cool. Do you know why this card is so cool, Tyler? Do you know why? Look at that static text, my dude.
Yeah.
When they go to Deadlock, I'll just build 45 foundations
I
and
guess,
then be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
I'll play this on a 5. It is not over yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said his reasoning for it was the response.
Oh, the response is nuts.
They can't cancel Cassie if you use it.
Yes, yes,
So-
yes, yes. He said that the response is super good, as well as Goro's victory pose being a 3 of. He's like, hey, I need all of my enhances on an akimbo to go off. You don't get to play cards. You don't
Yep.
get to play the action cards that mess me up. I can play around your staging area. It's the blue cards in your hand that I can't play around. So Goro's victory pose is really good. I'm trying to look at anything out of the ordinary here. The big cards that I'm seeing is Not Over Till You Die. Enhance flip, add an attack from your discard pile to the top of your deck. This is really good when you have a Nutcracker and a Akimbo and
Glow kick.
Glow Kick that say
Just
that
draw.
say draw. And
Yeah.
Cassie says draw. So I'll put an attack on top of my deck if I need to, shove a foundation in, look at the top 3 and go, oh, I don't want that attack on top. I want it second. Whoop, I'll move it.
I think Not Over Until You Die is the one gift that UFS got from Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. It's so splashable. It does so much.
Yeah, totally.
Stacking an attack you wouldn't think would be like nuts, but it actually is.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
See, you say that, but nobody's playing Merciless Master. Is that because you have
That
to just go
requires
missing?
extra steps.
That requires so that requires you to have hit them with an attack.
Asterisk.
That requires you to have hit them with an
Sure.
attack. And I think this card, because yeah, I guess that is a fair point. Nobody's playing Merciless Master, and you could probably get a little more. You probably get a little more out of Merciless Master, but Merciless Master, make sure that you check a 4 when you need it.
5.
It's
you
a 5.
You debuild one.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, sure.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Specifically under life, I think I'd rather just play Surveyor 100% of the time
Yeah.
because there's a lot
Right.
less extra steps involved with that. Like, it just has to touch them. You don't have to have any extra draw or anything like that.
Like I say this, I should have been playing Merciless Master and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, oh, you didn't hit my attack didn't.
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
my attack hit you because it had +4 speed. Well, on your turn, I
That
want to get
card's
back.
nuts and Gil.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna add this. Oh, you played a card. Oh, thanks.
I want to say I had it in there out of one of, but I cut it just because I think Tam personally doesn't like it, and
Yeah.
I'm the one who was last touching your deck.
Yeah.
The 2 power cards of this deck, the 2 cards that matter the most, Radical Edward and Telekinetic Mastery.
Oh, yeah. Those cards.
These 2 cards were insane. I want to talk about TK Mastery first. There's a lot of numbers happening on cards, and there are plenty of times where he's got 4 Fallen Master for arranging a deal, and he would randomly just check them for no reason. And he would just be like, oh, I'll tap 1 and give this -2 speed. And you gave it a damage pump? Well, I'll give it another -2 speed. Well, I get to block this for free now. Thanks. You gave it 2/2. Well, I gave it -4 speed. Rad.
Yep.
I'll tap 2 to auto block this thing.
Yeah.
I'm down. Or I don't want to block this thing. You gave it a bunch of speed. I'll reduce its damage by a bunch. Now I don't have to block this thing. Whoa, insane.
Pretty cool.
Radical. I think Telekinetic Mastery is a card that I don't personally like, or I did not like. I did not experiment with it enough before this event. But under the other 2 symbols, not under the all symbol, but Death and Void, I think I might try it out just a smidge. And then the other card, Radical Edward. This card's nuts. This card, there are a lot of keywords on Foundations running around, specifically the unique one. And this card says, commit that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I watched Jeremy Ray play against Chris Nixon in quarterfinals.
Yeah. Commits admission fees.
And just committed admission fees. Akuma got to play admission fees 1 time on his turn the entire time. First enhance will be add in for +2 speed. First enhance will be commit this thing. Do you want to stop this with damnation? Do you? Oh, then I'll commit the other one.
Yeah.
So just like,
Yeah.
yeah. It was very, very good.
Yeah, this card's super strong.
I think he played these lines absolutely perfect. Main board and 2 stop. Main board and 2 not over yet. I think this deck is incredibly, incredibly well crafted.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. I dig it a lot. Yeah. Anything you want to add to Jeremy's deck?
No, I think it's very solid. Good job.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He earned this tournament.
Yeah.
Very much did. He started at 8th place He started from all the way at the bottom. He went second every single game in top cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Not every single game. Because if he won, if he won, he went second.
Mhm.
So if he lost, he went first.
Yeah.
He started every match going second.
I'm a
That's the
huge
best way.
fan of serving the Outworld
Yeah,
as a card.
I think that card is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many times he got the respond, commit, cancel a form ability.
I mean, we definitely have some relevant ones.
We do. Like not over yet that he played himself.
Yeah. Not over yet. Ancestral Quiver.
Throw it down.
Throw it down.
Self destruct. Asterisks.
Yeah.
You know who does not want to be debuilt down to 0? Cassie Cage.
Yeah. Definitely does not.
Yeah. So with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and hold on. This means this means that they can't form with revoke anymore once you play this card. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yes.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to topic 3 of the week, which is the incredibly exciting topic. So we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
I have to call my mother.